for democracy in Russia and around the world, frankly, and a former world chess champion. Garry Kasparov has a message for Americans on how America can avoid becoming Russia. Garry Kasparov writes in the Atlantic article, quote, "Exactly 20 years ago, I retired from professional chess to help Russia resist Putin's budding dictatorship. People were slow to grasp what was happening there, too. Putin's bad, but surely he'll stop short of..." And you can fill in the blank with a dozen things he did to destroy Russia's fragile democracy and civil society, attacking the press as fake news and the enemy of the state. Check. Delegitimizing the judiciary, the last constitutional break when the legislature is co-opted and feckless. Check. Expanding influence over the economy by threatening businesses and using tariffs to introduce a crisis and spoils system. Check. Creating a culture of fear by persecuting unpopular individuals and groups. Been there, done all of that. America is hurtling toward the loss of its democratic institutions and the establishment of an authoritarian state where there will be no civil discussion of these issues at all. That's what a principled opposition must fight with all its might. When fighting for democracy, you never know if there will be another day. Fight everywhere you can, always, end quote. Joining me now, Garry Kasparov, the chair of the Renew Democracy Initiative and the author of the Substack, The Next Move with Garry Kasparov. Garry, nice to see you. Thank you for being with us. You know, when we talk about oligarchy, we talk about dictatorship, we talk about authoritarianism, to some people those remain abstractions, and very much like in Germany in the 1930s or in Russia, as you described, there are people who hope it won't go any farther than it goes, and then suddenly it does. What we've just been talking about on this show is people being disappeared, people being snatched up off the street, moved to other jurisdictions, in a couple of cases, other countries, and then the government saying, well, we don't know where they are, we can't get them back. This is the beginning of the stuff you're talking about.
Absolutely. Of course, American democracy is much more solid than Russian democracy or Venezuelan democracy, but it's not immune from being turned into something different. And I believe that it's my duty to share my experience, or experience many other dissidents who actually saw it. And many of the actions of the current administrations reminded us of what happened in our native countries. You just talked about this case, so of a person being shifted to a foreign prison. And I can remind the administration that some of the grievances of the Declaration of Independence 250 years ago reminded about the threat. So it's the depriving us of the benefit of a trial by jury, or transporting us beyond seas